Now, violence against law enforcement officers has been in the headlines since the start of the year.
Most recently, 2 police officers and a firefighter were killed in Minnesota responding to a call. And officers in our area have dealt with attacks on them as well. 10 on your side's Rob Rizzo spoke with the head of the Virginia Beach Police Benevolent Association about it.
923 for an injury, 242 Fairfield Shopping Center.
Every day is different.
Yeah, but we have a violent domestic in place.
Every call for service is different.
Spawning for a meal, laying on the ground.
You don't know from one day to the next what you're in for when you go to work.
Brian Luciano is president of the Virginia Beach Police Benevolent Association and has just recently retired as a law enforcement officer.
I've been assaulted. I've had knives pulled on me. I've had guns pulled on me. I've come very close to using deadly force. I've had deadly force used upon me.
He says it's no surprise to him when he sees officers being attacked or even killed. In January, Chesapeake officers were shot at after a traffic stop on Greenbrier Parkway. And in New York, 2 officers were attacked in Times Square outside a migrant shelter.
When you see an officer being assaulted like you see, in New York, being assaulted by a mob right in Times Square, I think that's very reflective of where our society is right now.
This month, the violence against law enforcement continued as 2 police officers and a firefighter were killed after a domestic call escalated to gunfire in Minnesota, which Luciano says should be concerning to all of us.
Every fight an officer is involved in involves a weapon, and the person fighting the officer knows that. So if they're willing to get into a fight or a struggle with someone who has a gun on their hip, then clearly they're not concerned about an elderly woman carrying her purse down the street.
He believes that there will always be an element of disrespect towards the police. But over the years, what has changed is the way the criminal justice system is treating the criminals. On February 1st, after 27 years of service with the Virginia Beach Police Department, Brian Luciano retired, knowing that on any given service call he could have been seriously injured or had his life taken away. In Virginia Beach, Robert Rizzo, 10 on your side.